So this one here popped up on my recently uploaded section on my YouTube homepage. And it brought back just a bit of a wave of nostalgia here, especially coming off the top 10 anime dubs of English dubs of Japanese anime openings. But oh wow, yes, Yu-Gi-Oh is it wasn't my first introduction to the card games. I bought the Pokemon trading card games back when in elementary school, and they actually sold it in cafeterias. Yeah, that was something. But I never could get into it. I never played like competitively or in any way or fashion. But when Yu-Gi-Oh came along, that's when I really delved into the whole collecting the trading cards game and actually trying to get into some form of competitive arena or zone or whatever. I think I've only participated in like two tournaments here in Puerto Rico in the mall. Didn't get far at all, but yeah, I still collected the card games and everything like that, and not from booster packs, starter decks, the video games. Hell, I even got this little album right here dedicated for all my collection of Shonen Jump cards. And my God, yeah, it's like I didn't even know I had a freaking obelisk, the Tormentor here. Now, naturally, I'm missing. Okay, let me see. Yeah, here he is, right there. Now, naturally, I'm missing a few here. I couldn't get them all. Or the Shonen Jumps, and the Shonen Jump stuff they had in my bookstore here, Borders. People got them before I did, because yeah, that's what we did back then. We just took the cards, and granted, I also bought the Shonen Jump magazine because I liked reading Shonen Jump at the time. That being said, here, even as a kid when Yu-Gi-Oh started, I could tell very much so that the rules in the anime were quite different from the rules we have here in like the traditional rules because, well, I think they were still like ironing out the rules of the card game as the show progressed on. Because when you look back at the very early seasons, like the whole Pegasus Cup, they don't have to tribute summon to bring out higher level monsters, and they don't have to like summon a monster face down in defense mode. They can put it face up if they want to. Face down is only when you only it's an optional thing, only when you have a monster that has a flip effect. But there's also something else as well that people may not notice. In fact, I didn't notice at first, but sorry. But if you notice back then, a player can only attack once per turn. Even when they had like more than one monster all set in attack position, no, you can only attack once per turn. That's it. You can't like, okay, all five monsters attack this guy and drain his life points. No. Okay, you attack him first and my turn. That's how it goes. And also the fact that, well, if you look back at the duel between Mai and Yami Yugi, the first one, well, it's quite clear that if you don't summon a monster by the end of your turn, your opponent can't attack your life points directly. So they had that feature as well, but again, the one attack per turn rule, or something like that. So yeah, they didn't really have the rules in place. And even there were parts in the show where it's like, that would not work in a traditional card game here, just because it's hologram and everything, and all this stuff, like, oh my God, like, remember okay, this is the top 10 times Yugi cheated in Yu-Gi-Oh! But just look back at some other scenes, like Joey, when he turned his baby dragon to 1,000 dragon with Time Wizard, a millennia passed in the battlefield, and the Harpy Lady sisters, or just just the Harpy Ladies, I believe, became so old and weak they lost power. And then there was a whole thing about field power bonus, like, depending on how much the percentage of field is, will depend on how much the boost is. Like, if you had a field where it was 15% meadow, warrior monsters will get 50%, 15% increase. Yeah, there were some very weird rules and stuff like that that just did not just, yeah, they would not match up here. They were completely against what we even, like, for those who try to do duel competitively learned about. So yeah, see the times Yugi cheated here. Oh, okay. Lower the volume and play.
Screw the rules, he's got plot armor. I'm Ashley with Watch Mojo, and these are the top 10 times Yugi cheated in Yu-Gi-Oh! Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
I stopped calling the card games.
We'll be looking at the times across the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series.
I just fell out of it after 5D. Not because I got tired of the show, it's just that
Honestly,
I was distracted with something else and never came back. I've been meaning to I wanted to get back too.
This other presence deep inside me.
Number 10, Bakura helps Yugi defeat Yummy Bakura. It's hard to really call this a duel given the whole supernatural aspect of it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know. I would have.
What the?
I was summoning fusion monsters.
Bakura turns the gang into
without fusing anything.
It looks like the game's over for everyone involved. That is until the real Bakura takes the form of the magic card Change of Heart and somehow manages to disobey his master's orders.
Yeah,
instead
that
taking
was
over Yummy Bakura's monster card instead of one of Yummy Yugi's.
I want to help, but we must act quickly, Yugi. I've taken over one of his cards instead of yours.
Yeah, like, how the hell that work? I mean, I guess
they have ended up taking a one-way trip.
Probably because of the
use the power of the dark magician.
The conflicting personalities.
No! You got it. Dark magic attack.
Number 9,
Mammoth Graveyard Fusion. Yeah, like
fusion doesn't work that way. Granted, there are very
yes, I remember that. Like Mammoth Graveyard, Polymerization, and the Living Arrow card, which I'm pretty sure that they actually did release that card, but it's a special thing where I don't think you can play that card at all. No, it's not eligible for a tournament or anything like that, or even just common play. It's just, but yeah, the whole thing was that because the Mammoth Graveyard is an undead type monster, it can't properly fuse with the living Ultimate Dragon here, instead causing it to rot and decay from the inside out. And that is the exact goddamn quote Yami Yugi said in that very duel. I'm surprised I remember. Actually, no, I'm not surprised. I remember all this, the exact quote and everything he said, because I've seen that episode God knows how many times. I was that into Yu-Gi-Oh!
Few things that could ever hope to defeat the likes of the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but surely Yugi could have thought of something that wasn't this convoluted.
For I'm going to show you the combo that will bring your dragon down. Mammoth Graveyard, Polymerization, and the Living Arrow card.
Which not even Kaiba knew what that was.
Strongest monster, Yugi decides that the only way to defeat old Blue Eyes would be to fuse it with his Mammoth Graveyard, which then starts to weaken and decay it from within.
Since my Mammoth Graveyard is an undead type monster, he can't properly fuse with your living Ultimate Dragon. Instead, it causes your monster to rot and decay from the inside.
And get weaker.
Even with the whole Living Arrow shtick, the way this plays out is
also, yeah, like you gotta destroy all 3 heads to kill this thing, but killing just one still means you lose life points.
Your move, Yugi. You can attack my Blue Eyes again and wipe out my remaining life points, but if you do, the resulting shockwaves might cause me to lose my balance.
Yeah, this also shows that if the situation was reversed, Kaiba would have attacked and let Yugi fall to his death. That's how much of an asshole he was, and good riddance.
Don't tempt me.
Number 8, Light Force Sword. Come on, Yugi.
Oh, Light Force.
Did you really think you could play a trap card on your first turn right out of your hand and no one would notice?
I play Light Force Sword.
Yeah.
Even casual watchers who don't know the intricacies of the game.
Oh wow, yeah.
Do that. Using it against a rare hunter in order to stop him from summoning Exodia was a great idea on his part.
Yeah, I have that card. I remember that card, but yeah, like that, no.
Violation of the rules.
Go, Lightforce Sword!
Yeah.
Not that one! You pierced Exodia's right arm!
Shouldn't he have been kicked out of the Battle City tournament for a stunt like that?
He was a cheat!
Not anymore.
Well, that's a waste right there. Yeah, I mean, could he just place a card? Yeah, he could just place a card down, and upon the guy's next turn, if he hasn't drawn, if he's lucky enough and not drawn the last card, or like, I think during even the draw, just after he commences the draw phase. It's been a while.
Number 7, Infinity +1. Forget about the rules of
Oh,
monsters. This
boy.
is just basic math. Despite managing
+1,
to
yes.
darts with his
That-
top-tier monster cards, Yugi finds himself back
Two
into a
in.
corner when
They
the
keep
former
rolling to
version of
infinity.
Atlantis summons Divine Serpent, a monster with infinite attack points.
But if you destroy him, you win.
His strength.
It's infinity.
How
Yep.
does he
How the
manage to
hell?
overcome such a beast? Simple, by having his monsters endlessly reflect attacks off each other until they also reached infinite attack points, merging them together and then launch a brand new attack, which is somehow even stronger than infinity.
Your Divine Serpent's strength may be infinite,
Wait.
but that's still not enough. For now, there's a force beyond infinity. My Knight of Destiny!
Knight of
None of this
Destiny.
makes sense.
Okay, I have actually looked up. I don't know why, but suddenly, certain videos on Yu-Gi-Oh and the whole tournament rules and everything began popping up on my recommended section. So I looked some of them up and some of the rules here and how there are combos indeed that can actually break the game or cause it to just go on an infinite loop. That's why some of these things are banned, or some cards are banned, or stuff like that. Or they're just rules where if such a situation happens, this is the established conclusion, or anything like that. So surprisingly, this isn't that convoluted and weird, but it should still be on this list, nonetheless. Just a little lower.
And with that, our duel comes to an end.
Number 6, destroying the castle of Dark
This
Illusions.
one, I don't get that one. Yeah,
Examples of dueling dumb foundry in the
I don't.
first season
Yeah,
of
everybody,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
destroy
Though
the
this one has
flotation
a
ring.
Special place in our hearts.
The end is now. Catapult Turtle!
Mostly due to how it turns the whole thing into Anime Monster Hunter.
Anime Monster Hunter.
Managed to break off part of an opponent's card to win the day.
Yeah.
Must have missed that in the rulebook.
Another example of how there's no way they what? That does not work. I mean, it's again, playing in hologram is kind of a cool idea and everything like that, but it just brings up a whole new set of rules and stuff like that. It's like, okay, so if I destroy the castle of Dark Illusions flotation rings, it'll come crashing down on whatever monster is unfortunate enough to be right in the epicenter, basically. And that will be deducted from the light points. Oh boy.
Either way, Yugi does indeed bring Panic's life points to 0 by means of launching a monster via Catapult Turtle, which manages to break apart the floating device around the castle of Dark Illusions, which then proceeds to plummet down
Yeah,
and
that
wipe out the
ability, you trap them and they can't,
Yeah.
nothing can get in or out. Yeah, I remember. Like, you couldn't turn out the spell.
Number 5, Winning Slifer. Using both Brain Control and Revival Jam together in order to create an endless loop that would eventually result in the mind-controlled strings running out of cards was certainly one of the smarter ways that Yugi has won a duel.
However, yeah, they were smart, but there's something, yeah.
You know what happens now.
Revival Jam revives itself again.
Too bad it shouldn't have worked.
Exactly.
Instead of constantly coming back each time to block Slifer's attack, Revival Jam should have gone straight back to Strings' graveyard, not Yugi's, which would have meant Yugi would have lost possession of the card.
My Egyptian god card will continue to grow stronger with each cycle as I draw more cards.
But
It doesn't matter because I'm trapped. There's no way out.
We'll let this
Yeah.
one slide though, considering it's probably the most brilliant moment of the show.
yes, and oh god, yes, and I wanted to see if it could be recreated. I checked it out. Yeah, even not taking into account the fact the monster would return back to the opponent. And everything. There's still a few factors here and there which would make the strategy not work at all. It's smart nonetheless, but another example of how the rules and the monster effects and everything and how it lasts, very different from real life.
It can't be. How could I lose with an Egyptian god card in my deck?
Number 4,
Yeah.
attacking the moon. There are
Oh.
so many things wrong with this winning move that it's kind of hilarious.
But his target isn't your sea monsters. I'm having him attack a card I put on the field myself.
During the final stages of his match against Water Master Mako, Yugi finally turns the tide, quite literally, by having his giant soldier of stone destroy the orbiting moon in order to reduce the water flow, leaving Mako vulnerable as a result.
But
Stone Soldier,
yeah.
destroy the moon!
How the hell is that work? The moon controls the tide.
Okay, let's rapid fire this. Field cards can't be attacked by monsters,
Nope.
let alone ones on the player's own side. You were robbed, Mako. Plain and simple.
Yeah, that was-
Poor freaky fish guy.
That's like, what?
Number 3, Kaiba saves Yugi. Kaiba assisting Yugi is already unsettling enough, but
True.
watching him go out of his way to hack into a duel to aid his rival is just unnatural.
But shouldn't we first wait to see Yugi's next move?
We can't afford to risk Yugi losing the duel. Upload.
Viral injection underway.
While facing off against the ghost of Kaiba's ego, Yugi
Ghost of
puts him
Kaiba
in
evil and
Kaiba's position
in
when
Dark
the
Side,
Kaiba
basically,
uses the
which he
blue
still
eye
had
of
even
the
after
dragon.
losing that
No
thing.
worries, Yugi. Kaiba's on the job, since he uploads a virus to weaken it. Oh, and he also cried Yugi's name really loud and saved him from losing the duel. Somehow.
Yugi!
Magic!
Honestly, the only way Yugi could have topped this kind of foul play would be if the useless mystical elf randomly got the ability to power up other monsters.
And-
No, wait.
She's been chanting a spell since I put her on the field.
Oh, wow.
It allows the mystical elf to transfer her own attack.
There's one I'm really curious about, though.
Monster I choose.
How does that work?
This can't be.
This move was inspired by Seto Kaiba himself.
Number 2, 2 against 1. This one's a little tricky since
Yeah.
it's not like the Pharaoh is going around and spiritually looking at the decks of his opponents a la Pegasus, but you can't
Yeah,
deny
that's-
there's some advantage to having two minds working in unison in order to win a duel.
To be fair, I mean, I don't know. This one here,
That's right.
um,
And in the end, that's what it came down
I'm
to.
okay with this one because, yeah,
Yugi,
two minds,
who
one.
lost that duel against
two
Naruto
minds, one
in the
body,
finals,
there's no
gave
rules
up
against
to
that.
Atom and him teaming up again.
You promised we'd do this my way, right?
Yes, I did. And my word is my bond.
Point is, the duo clearly work in tandem to devise the best winning strategies, which is more than we can say for the other players.
It's more like we have a spiritual connection.
A
that goes far
bridge!
beyond any. Hey, Big Yugi, has little Yugi been cheating this whole time? Oh, you guys can all just go straight to hell.
Number
Oh,
1,
brother.
grooming Joey for defeat.
Oh, boy.
Hear us out.
Here, add this to your deck. It can be helpful in a tight spot.
I'm
Yugi
Wizard.
was the one who gave Joey his trusty Time Wizard, which would eventually become one of his most reliable monsters, saving his goose
Some-
on multiple occasions thanks to its
and
ability
not
to help
always,
age
but
his
yeah.
monsters into stronger forms, all the while making his opponent's monsters weaker.
Attack it, my three
Yep,
heartbeat
this is it.
sisters!
They got old.
What? What happened to my heartbeat ladies? They've gotten so old!
When Joey uses this same strategy against Yugi in the Duelist Kingdom semi-finals, Dark Magician instead turns into the powerful Dark
Liquid Sage, that's-
which
oh,
paves
yeah.
the way to his victory.
But it made him stronger, not weaker. And with age comes great wisdom. 1,000 years of wisdom that have transformed him into
the Dark Sage. Oh wow, yeah, kind of.
Obviously knew all about this effect, as is evident by.
Kinda, you know, I can't agree with this one.
And what makes this worse is he clearly neglected to inform Joey about it beforehand. That's cold, Yugi.
You fought a valiant duel, my friend, and this is the hardest move I've ever had.
Nah, yeah, I did not see this as a kid, but wow.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo.
There is another one you should have as an honorary mention. Now, again, going back to the duel with Yugi and Mai in the Pegasus Cup right there. There was a move here, like, you know, Yugi puts a monster down in face down defense mode. Mai has the trap card Shadow of Eyes that supposedly turns all monsters on the field, the opponent's field, into attack mode. But the card he put face down was the Mystic Elf. And because it's a female monster, Shadow of Eyes does not work on her. What? When I first saw that and I actually got the actual card Shadow of Eyes, it's like, doesn't say that. I can't do that in the game. You lied to me. It's like, where do these rules come from? It's like they write the script and make the card design and everything like that, and then they think this over after the episode's air, and it's like, okay, you know what, that's kind of dumb, especially with how some monsters, I don't think many people will be able to tell if either they're male or female, so we're just gonna say Shadow of Eyes, it works on everything, okay, not just one gender. But yeah, it's like, wow. The whole two minds, one body thing, I seriously doubt there's any rule against that. We can't really do much against that. I mean, okay, what the hell? Uh-oh. Sorry, I think my mouse stopped working. But, oh god, yes. And the Living Arrow card. Oh, boy, what the hell? And, of course, the flotation rain destroying. There were so many moments here. Even then, it's like they didn't have the rules set down. I mean, we just saw Joey could have summoned the fucking Flame Swordsman, which is not only a level 5 monster without tribute summoning it. It's also a fusion monster, so he didn't even have to fusion summon it. He could just normal summon it right on the field, no nothing. It's like, that's just the way things were back then. And even like it making Baby Dragon to 1,000 Dragon. No polymerization needed. You just got lucky with the time magic, and voila. Which is why I like during the Kaiba Cup when that happened, they started introducing the rules we know today. Well, started because we still had that Life Force Sword situation. Oh boy, but yeah, I mean, there are times when Yugi, it did feel like, it really did, like, it's like, as far as we're concerned, he did cheat. But there have been times when the other characters also cheated. So, okay, and my god, like, yeah, Infinity +1, like, they kept reflecting the attack back. Again, I don't think that's that bad. I mean, such game-breaking combos apparently do exist in the game, and that's why they're kind of banned from happening. But, yo, boy. So, yeah, this was a reminder, a nice refresher course. Some was obvious, some I'm surprised they missed, and some just took me back. Damn, I wanted a Divine Serpent card. And, like, the, Legendary Dragons and their warrior forms. The Claw of Hermos, Eye of Timaeus, and the Fang of Kit. Okay, yeah, but good times here. I like the Claw. The Eye of Timaeus. I like the one with the card Joey kind of got, because he can use it to actually make himself like freaking armor. Like he fused that, he like combined with his red eyes black dragon to make freaking a cool ass looking piece of armor. I wonder if anyone ever cosplayed with that. Okay, everyone, so thank you all for watching. As always, comment down below what you all thought. Like and subscribe for more videos. Until the next one, this is Mecha-san, logging out.